Hello everybody and welcome to HJ Goes Live. I'm Charlotte, HJ's editor, and today's session is called GHD Unplugged, No Strings Attached. And we're going to be finding out more about the first ever compact and cordless styler from the leading professional hairstyling tool brand GHD. So a little top line info about Unplugged. It's light, it's portable, and it's very powerful. So it's super useful if you're working on location, on set, or on the red carpet. Basically, GHD Unplugged means you can be ready to style anywhere, anytime. And you can discover more about GHD Unplugged and potentially stocking it in your salon by contacting your GHD Business Development Manager or calling 01924 43 400, and we'll also pop that in the comments just below the post so you can check that whenever you want. And without further ado, and to stop me talking, please welcome Grant Williams, GHD Key Account Educator for GB, to tell us more about Unplugged and to give us a live demo. Hello, Grant.
Hi, I'm very excited to be here today.
I'm so excited to find out more about Unplugged. I won't lie to you. It sounds like an absolutely genius tool for the kit bag. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing, to be honest. And I think ever since when I first got my hands on it, it's really sort of blown me away. And I think everyone that has tried it has really thought the same of just how amazing and how portable it is, but also you're still getting the full performance of a full GHD like corded styler, which is amazing. And I think so this has been sort of in development in our labs in Cambridge for up to about 10 years now. So
gosh, wow.
It's been sort of a long time coming, and it's not just something that's just happened. It's been a lot of development to make sure that it's still giving us our full performance all the way through, and really what you'd expect from a GHD product, because that was really important to us, to not make sure that you're still getting that beautiful, healthy, shiny sort of hair when you're using it all the way through until it's sort of completely empty. So it's such an amazing tool.
So I kind of want to know more about the versatility of it, and kind of, can you give scenarios where stylists can potentially use it?
Yeah, of course. So definitely still like, it's definitely an on-set sort of savior. So I've used it quite a lot. Like, you've got a model, you're doing their hair, you brought them over to set, they're taking some photos, you can bits that maybe need sort of touching up, just grab your Unplugged, you turn it on, you don't need to take them over. There's always a bit of a pain when you haven't got any plug sockets on set. So that's a really great place, but especially like looking for sort of wedding hair. So if you're on location just before, maybe you're there going to be walking out, you just need to touch up the hair, even for the photos afterwards. And because a lot of the time they're all taken outside in these beautiful surroundings, but unfortunately there are no main sockets around there. So it's good to have that Unplugged just to really top that style back up. And then definitely Fashion Week as well. So that's going to be a really big thing for sort of us like using it. I'm really excited to be using it sort of this Fashion Week coming up. Just again, for those touch-ups sort of like in the lineup before the models start walking out onto the stage. Or
like, not having cords at Fashion Week is going to be like revolutionary. Like, no more like tripping over things.
I know. That's the thing. And because I always remember that you'd be sort of like trying to touch up someone's hair. So you'd unplug it, unplug your styler, think it's still like slightly hot, just to try and get a little bit more curl in there. I'm like, but no, you don't need to do that. You've got your Unplugged. You know that you're going to be getting that full performance still.
And when it comes to charging it, how long does it take? What's the the skinny on that?
So the great thing about Unplugged is that we really designed it to be portable. It is designed to be that styler that's on the go. It's not just, it's not for like everyday sort of thing. Well, it is every day, but it's those touch-ups. You've styled your hair in the morning, you've maybe gone to work and you feel like you need to retouch up your hair before you're going out or something, been to the gym or something like that. But it is USB-C charging. So USB-C is becoming like the new standard of USB. The new iPhones have that, like the new iPads and everything. And this just allows you to actually charge it from your laptop, from your car. You can charge it from your wall socket, really anywhere that's got that USB-C charging point. So, and it's really quick. So you can go from empty to full in 2 hours. But you can also top up charge it as well. So if you haven't used the whole battery, you can just go through and just re-top it up throughout the day if you need to.
Cool. So now might be a good opportunity to segue into the kind of styles that you can create with Unplugged. And I know you've got a model and a demo prepared for us today.
I have, yeah. So we're just going to get our lovely model over and I'll show you some of the ways that you can use Unplugged on the hair. Do you want to come and take a seat? Hi. Hi. So just going to pop, obviously we've got our masks on everything just to make sure that we're staying safe. So as I haven't actually shown it to you yet, this is GHD Unplugged.
Oh, dinky.
See how small it is.
Yeah.
It's so compact. So it does come in 2 colours. You've got white and black, and it also comes with this really lovely travel case. So this is heat resistant. So even when you just turned it off, you can pop your Unplugged in here, zip it up, and it can go straight into your bag. So it's really easy, very travel friendly. And there's also enough space in here to keep like the wire for the charging, also like a little tail comb or something like that as well. So it's a really nice little case to put your styler in. So as we were just saying, I really want to sort of show you some of the techniques that you can do with Unplugged. It is still a styler, so you can really do pretty much anything. I'm going to be showing you a little touch up on our hair here, where we've been creating a bit of a sort of diagonal water wave throughout the hair. So I'm just going to use Unplugged to now sort of finish off that sort of style. So it takes about 45 seconds to heat up, so still pretty quick. Just need to turn that switch on, and what you'll find is that there's, hopefully you can see on the camera, don't know if the light's going to allow it.
No, I think it's a little bit too
bright. Probably show you on the other styler in a minute, but there's a few different sort of battery level indicators, which will just show you how much battery is left. So just going to go through today, just in a tiny bit of our travel bodyguard spray. So this is just your heat protection, really nice, just mist this over the hair, and then we can just go through and restyle some of this. So, grab some clips.
And for clients, you kind of touched on that portability, like after the gym, those kind of touch-ups on the go. What are the other kind of benefits of Unplugged for clients, and where are some other examples of places that they can really use Unplugged to its fullest potential?
Yeah, so definitely anyone that really likes to travel. Unplugged is actually flight friendly as well, so it actually means that you can take this in your cabin bag. So you don't need to put it into the hold, and there's nothing extra that you need to do with it. It can go straight into that cabin bag. So yeah, anyone that really likes to travel around, as we said earlier, so anyone that's really going to the gym, that wants to maybe just touch up their hair. As well as that, we can also look at it to sort of touch up in between the days. So if you're going out somewhere, if you're going to be sort of going out for some drinks in the evening, it can really be used absolutely anywhere.
I guess it's a good one for your desk drawer at work, or if you're prone to your hair frizzing in the weather like we're having today. It's kind of handy.
Exactly.
For the yeah.
I know. I think if anyone does ever get caught in the rain, this is going to be the perfect tool for them, because they, as you said, just go through and just top it up. Even just like in a taxi or in the car or something. I feel like at some point we're going to see some people on the train styling their hair with an Unplugged.
For sure. And how would you recommend people retail this in their salon if they were looking to stock Unplugged?
So I think if we're going to be talking to your clients, we want to make sure that the clients that probably would be looking to get an unplugged might be people that really enjoy having their hair always looking the best. So they've probably got maybe like our Platinum Plus styler, maybe our Gold styler at home. And they always just want to make sure that they're getting that perfect style all the way through the day. I would really just make sure that I just talk about it with everyone, especially at the moment. I think where we're starting to be able to go back out a little bit more, I think people are going to start to want to make sure that they're always looking the best again after spending all that time in lockdown, sort of relaxing at home. We're going to sort of maybe want to start looking at really making sure that our hair and our looks are always on point. So yeah, I think just making sure that we are talking about it and showcasing it if you can do. So if you've got an unplugged, and I think one of the biggest things that we find when showing a client sort of how to style their hair is to make sure that you get it into their hand if you can do. It's one of the best ways to actually sort of recommend that product is to make sure that you can sort of educate them on how to use it first.
So would you literally in the styling chair be like, here, have a go with this on your own hair, have a feel for it?
Exactly, yeah. Because I think it's the main thing is like if you don't actually know how to use something, you're probably not going to think about buying it. So that education is really important. So I just thought I'd quickly actually just touch on what I'm doing here. So we're just doing what we call a diagonal water wave. So I'm just on one part of the hair, turning the styler sort of a half a turn, but I'm pointing it down. And then I'm actually then pointing it upwards and turning it completely back the other way. And just rocking the styler between these 2 points. And it's still a really cool technique, just to get that nice sort of beachy sort of texture and that movement through the hair. And what you'll notice with Unplugged is because the plates are just slightly smaller than, say, a Gold or a Platinum Plus, you will start to get a tiny bit more definition. I think as soon as you're looking to sort of top that hair up, that definition really sort of works really well.
Definitely. I need this little wave in my life, I'm not going to lie. You make it look so effortless.
It's one of my favorite techniques, actually. It's really nice to sort of work through. And I've actually found that it can be quite client friendly as well.
Yeah.
So I teach some of my clients to do this where they sort of turn it with it pointing up and then just turn it down. And it's sort of that nice rocking motion. So definitely one to sort of show your clients in the salon.
So you mentioned the size of the plates are a little smaller with the Unplugged. Are there any any other differences with the full size stylers?
So obviously the main one being the cord with a full styler. But what we've actually managed to do with Unplugged is we've got our dual zone technology inside the plates. So this is what you'll find inside your GHD Gold and also GHD Max styler. So this means that both of these plates have an individual sensor, and these actually work 200 times a second to actually monitor the heat and keep it at our optimum styling temperature, which is 185. So that's constantly making sure that we're keeping the hair at its most healthiest. It's going to be giving us the best amount of hold, and making sure that our style lasts as long as possible as well. So that's really important to make sure that we're not sort of damaging the hair. And I think when you're using a top-up product, that's a really key sort of point.
It is, isn't it? Because people might be dashing out the door, obviously we'd always recommend heat protection spray, but they might not have that on them, and yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So you just got to make sure that heat's nice and consistent all the time.
And how long do you find that the battery life lasts for with the Unplugged?
So the battery life from completely full to completely sort of empty, you'll get up to 20 minutes of full styling. So, which is a really great amount of time to actually be topping up your hair. So you'll see here that obviously where we're just topping up these top pieces of hair, I'm just going to restyle the fringe now. Already, well, still at the moment, I've still got 4 bars out of 5 of the battery left. So it's still definitely enough to actually top up your style and get that nice finish in the hair.
Well, so apart from this gorgeous wave, what other current trends are you loving to create with the Unplugged right now?
So I think at the moment, we're seeing still a lot of texture. I think people are liking to see that sort of nice natural movement through the hair. We're also then seeing a little bit more formed movement as well, which Unplugged is going to be really great for that because it does give you that bit more definition. So as you can see here, we've got that really great texture. But if you wanted to maybe curl maybe all in the same direction around the head, which I'm seeing quite a lot, sort of both sides coming back at the moment with sort of clients and consumers. This is going to be great because they'll get that really nice definition and nice pop sort of coming through the style. But you can then switch it up and alternate it to get that nice amount of beachiness as well.
I guess with travel restrictions being lifted, on holiday now, people are like, yeah, I need the beachy waves back.
Exactly.
And as we all know, beach waves don't come from the beach, they come from good styling products.
Definitely, yeah. I know. I've always wanted to just jump into the sea and have great beachy waves, but I don't think that's ever happened to me.
It doesn't work, does it?
It doesn't.
So disappointing.
It's a lot of effort.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask a little bit about kind of post-pandemic, post-lockdown. Are you thinking people are staying with the kind of more natural looks that they've embraced and maybe, you know, just using styling tools a little bit less? Or are people wanting kind of a bold departure from their relaxed looks and they want kind of more high drama, like a bit more of a done look because they're like back out in the public, seeing people again for the first time?
Yeah, what I'm seeing at the moment is that over lockdown, I think our clients had a lot of time to actually play around with their tools, sort of learn how to use them and sort of create these different styles. So I think they have sort of advanced a little bit compared to maybe beforehand. However, I think us as sort of hairstylists are starting to use different techniques that they maybe aren't able to at home. So they're getting that sort of more formed movement, those sort of high drama sort of looks when they're coming into maybe the salon compared to at home where they have maybe started to master those sort of softer movements that they sort of struggled with beforehand. So I think that's really how I'm seeing things sort of progressing at the moment. Yeah.
That's cool. So you're kind of elevating the like expertise of the stylist because their clients are still wanting to come to the salon to get those looks that they can't achieve at home.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Definitely.
Are they singing to you?
Feature there that actually just went with Unplugged. It has a 3-minute sleep mode.
Yeah. Oh, so, cool.
Compared to, say, our stylers, which are half an hour. So you'll get 3 minutes and it will just turn itself off just to sort of reserve that battery, really.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So just sort of going through it and just sort of tapping out some of this sort of style here, because I think it's quite nice to sort of bring some of this together to create a tiny bit more texture with this sort of more beachy look. But there you go. So that's really how I would really use Unplugged and just sort of topping up these top layers. We had sort of still a nice bit of movement underneath, but the top had maybe just flattened out a little bit. And then you can just put a tiny bit more definition in either side and throughout the front.
Amazing. I love the idea that we're going to be seeing people on public transport doing this. It is going to happen.
I really hope so.
They're going to have to start putting mirrors onto buses so that
Definitely.
we can do our
We'll
hair
have people
now.
standing there doing their hair.
Yeah. It's going to be called the
Amazing.
Unplugged movement, and it's going to be happening.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Grant, for your time today and for the demo.
That's all right. Just swapping back.
Amazing. Just a reminder to everyone watching that you can check the comments below where you can find out how you can stock Unplugged in your salon and the phone number to call to make that happen. And Grant, any final words that you want to say on Unplugged?
Not really. I just think everyone should definitely have a go with Unplugged because it is such an amazing tool, and I think it's going to be one of those kit bag must-haves, especially for stylists. But then it's going to be the handbag hero for your clients as well. So just making sure that you're sort of giving it a go and trying it out, and really, I'm sure you'll be as blown away as we were when we all first tried Unplugged because it's such an amazing tool.
I love the 50-50 kind of, it's a win-win for stylists and clients.
And clients, always.
Amazing. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and thank you so much to GHD for supporting this session today. And if you've got any questions or comments, please comment below, and we'll try and help as best as we can. Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you. Lovely to see you. Hope to see you
IRL
as well.
Yeah.
Bye,
Hopefully
Grant.
see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.